Cryptocurrency is making headlines after the collapse of FTX, one of the most well-known crypto exchanges. Now, federal lawmakers want to find out how that happened.
A lot more people are getting into crypto, but a lot more people just don't get it. It is tough to grasp. So that's what we tackle in this KSAT Explains. What is cryptocurrency?
Cryptocurrency is rooted in cryptography, the practice of writing information in a cryptic coded way to make it secure.
So cryptocurrency is essentially derived from computers. So a computer is given a very complex mathematical problem, and this computer is tasked with solving it. And when the computer solves it, it gets a reward. And that reward is a completely randomized code that only the computer can solve and obtain. And so it's rewarded with value.
The computer solves the problem and gets paid. Bitcoin is the most well-known form of cryptocurrency, and it's been around the longest. As the first ever crypto, Bitcoin served as a jumping-off point for the creation of nearly every other form of crypto in existence. So why is this digital currency becoming popular?
One, it's digital. You hold it yourself. It's very much like the stock market, right? You can buy a share of Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy a share of Apple. You don't have to buy a whole share. It goes up and down based on how many people want it at any given moment.
Created under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, whose real identity remains a mystery to this day, Bitcoin was established back in 2008. It was assigned monetary value for the first time in 2010 when a Florida man paid 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 pizzas. It was far less then, but that would be worth more than $165 million today.
People started using it, and people started realizing it was a valid way of doing it. And then it started getting more and more traction.
And that's essentially what drives the value of cryptocurrency, pure human interest. Let's take a step back and look at what gives other currencies value.
There are two main forms of currency, right? Cash-based systems and credit-based systems.
Cash-based money, as we know it today, is also known as fiat currency, meaning it's government-issued. Examples would be the US dollar, the euro, or the Japanese yen.
How does it get valued? Right? So you have the US government, the Federal Reserve, who basically decides what does a dollar bill look like and what it's worth, right? So they decide what bill is worth $1, what bill is worth $20.
Then you have credit, a trust-based system in which a person borrows money from a lender with the expectation it will be paid back. Credit cards served as a good launching point for those who wanted to make transactions online. But the issue was privacy. Your bank or your credit card company knows exactly how you use your money. Plus, you've seen cards and accounts get hacked time and again. Enter crypto.
Researchers wanted to develop a currency for online trading, which represented very much like cash in terms of anonymity, right? But was not controlled by the government or some service provider, right? Like a central service provider.
Cryptocurrency is decentralized. No central provider, no government to assign value. So why is that supposedly a good thing? Supporters argue it's because fiat currencies like the dollar are technically unlimited. The government can just print more money, which can lead to inflation.
When I was in high school, a 20-ounce soda was 75 cents, and now it's $2, right? And that's inflation. And so I wanted to hold something that I thought would be a global currency that is limited, that is what we call a deflationary currency, meaning its value goes up over time.
Since crypto is limited, the idea is that its value holds steady over long periods of time. In the case of Bitcoin,
there's only ever going to be 21 million.
That limit was built into the Bitcoin source code by its creator. Now, when you talk crypto, you'll hear the terms mining and blockchain.
At the end of the day, it's just a ledger. So every single time I send Bitcoin, that information, that transaction, that amount gets put into the Bitcoin blockchain.
A blockchain contains a record of every transaction made, including how much was spent and when. Though what was purchased and by whom remains anonymous.
Essentially, you're acting as your own bank. And so what blockchain does is every single time you make a transaction, it has to be approved by every single point in the blockchain throughout the ledger for it to be accepted as a transaction.
Each new block is digitally strung together to form a chain. While there are tons of types of cryptocurrencies out there now, we'll keep using Bitcoin as the example. For Bitcoin, a new block is created on average every 10 minutes. That's how it was designed by its creator. That's good news for miners.
it's 24/7. Exchanges are open 24/7 because miners are mining 24/7. This thing never stops. It hasn't stopped since its inception. So every 10 minutes, a block is mined by a miner.
Let's dig into mining. To explain this new concept, we'll use an old one that more of us can probably relate to. If Alex pays me 1 Bitcoin, someone or something has to make sure that's a legitimate transaction. Miners run software on computers using an algorithm that is essentially double checking the random assortment of numbers assigned to any transaction, making sure it's legit. Think of a miner like a bank teller. You give the teller a check, they double check the signature, the amount, the routing number to make sure it's a good check. The bank collects the processing fee. Well, in the case of cryptocurrency, the miners collect the fee for doing that double checking, a percentage of that transaction. And anyone can mine. All it takes is software and a computer. The better the computer, the faster it can process these complicated algorithms, and the more it can mine, meaning the miner can earn more cryptocurrency.
So you want something that can make a lot of calculations in a very short amount of time, because you're literally trying to crack a code. It's like trying to open a safe. And usually these codes are hexadecimal and they're like 200 digits long, and you have to figure out each one of those as it goes down the line. And once you figure out a full piece of the code, you get rewarded with the crypto.
But mining isn't the only way to get crypto. You can flat out buy coins or fractions of coins using good old US dollars right on your phone via an app.
And you can buy a whole bunch of different cryptocurrencies. There's some that aren't offered, but the main ones are. And you can actually trade on those platforms and invest as well.
Bitcoin is really the epicenter of all cryptocurrencies. So all the heavy lifting, all the technology that all these other cryptos are using is derived from what Bitcoin got right.
Now, what we cannot explain is whether cryptocurrency will one day be widely accepted, secure, the currency of the future. We'll have to wait and see on that. Now, we threw a lot of terms, a lot of ideas into this Explain. So if you would like to check it out again, you can just scan this QR code that will take you to the KSAT Explains page, where you can watch this and any Explain story we've done so far. We'll be right back. News around America now. Fears of a strike growing after America's largest rail union, which represents conductors, rejects a labor deal with freight railroads. That rejection means a growing risk of crippling freight rail strike is looming. But the conductors will keep working as negotiations resume with a December 9th strike deadline. The nation's second largest rail union, representing engineers, ratified its own contract. But if even one of the 12 railroad unions goes on strike, the others would honor the picket lines, shutting down the railroads. If that happens, Congress could order the railroad workers to remain on the job or return to work.
A big deal for NASA as its Orion spacecraft passed about 80 miles above the surface of the moon early this morning. It's a monumental moment in the mission designed to test the U.S. Space Agency's ability to get astronauts back to the moon. The lunar flyby is expected to travel more than 40,000 miles past the far side of the moon, further than any spacecraft designed to carry humans has ever gone. This mission launched last Wednesday morning when NASA's Space Launch System rocket sent the unmanned Orion capsule to space. NASA's Artemis program aims to eventually establish a lunar outpost that can permanently host astronauts and hoping to pave a route to Mars.
Back here at home, let's take a look outside with live cam. Still wet out there, still cold, and this may not be short-lived, Adam Caskey.
We're in this pattern where we have the unseasonably cold temperatures and off and on dampness and areas of rain. And I don't really see an end to it until we get into this upcoming weekend. That's when we'll get more sunshine. Right now we're at 46 degrees. That temperature not changing much. I mean, by early tomorrow morning, we'll be at 44. So steady temperatures the rest of the night. And I do think the rain that we have out there right now will become more isolated in nature, not as numerous until we get to about sunrise tomorrow morning. Some scattered activity developing again. More info on the Thanksgiving Day system that we're expecting in just a bit.
I feel like we've been transported to my Northeast Ohio where I grew up, man. This has been This is what it's like.
You
There
loving it?
all the time. Kind of feels like home.
Yeah.
Kind of like to see the sun again too.
I know.
right?
That's the thing. It's nice to see, but we're just not used to these big, long stretches.
Yeah.
Yes. And, you know, this basically the second half of this month has just turned unseasonably cool as well, and temperatures have been well below average, and they're going to stay that way until Thanksgiving. Will be close to average, but then fall off again a little bit thereafter. So let's chat about our main headlines here. More light rain tomorrow, warmer by Thanksgiving, but we have those rain chances Thanksgiving and Friday, the day after, of course. Let's get to the latest on the radar screen at the moment, and you'll see those widely separated showers out there. That activity is coming and going, just periodically dropping the light to moderate areas of rain. Not for everybody, but even if you don't have the rain, you still have that dampness out there with a little bit of mist at times and even some fog likely to develop overnight tonight. You look in the south side of Bexar County and really nothing falling that you can detect by the radar right now. On the north side of town, a little different situation around Stone Oak and even Hollywood Park, Chavano Park, and eastward toward Madison High School area, where we actually have one little moderate quick shower that's about to cross over 1604 on the northeast side of San Antonio and Bexar County. But in Stone Oak and, as I mentioned, down toward Chavano and Hollywood Park, that's where we have some areas of brief moderate rain. This is all pushing off to the northeast, putting it into motion. It's been developing near Medina and Frio counties and then tracking off to the northeast pretty quickly. I expect this action to taper off a little bit as we progress through the night and then redevelop again tomorrow morning. And most of the rain across the state has been, basically closer to the Gulf Coast line, San Antonio to Houston, and even northward a little bit in parts of East Texas toward the Tyler area. Otherwise, here's the system we're watching for Thanksgiving. It's far away and it's still developing. This is near Alaska right now. It has a long way to go before it makes it here, and we need more data on this system to get more clarity with it. But right now we are anticipating some scattered showers on Thanksgiving. That would be Thursday, about 40% chance. And of course, these numbers and these rain chances will be changing in the days ahead. Friday, we have it at 40% right now. It's looking like Friday is going to be one of those all or nothing situations when it comes to rain. And it wouldn't surprise me if we start trending toward the all opposed to nothing and we raise those rain chances. But again, that system's far away. We need more measurements. We need it to develop even more, and then we'll have a better handle on the situation. But what does look fairly certain is the weekend is looking dry, and that's when we'll have some sunshine again. Check back in for updates because we will be modifying that forecast. 0.3 of an inch of rain today at the airport, with temperatures in the 40s all day long, from 41 in the morning, 46 in the afternoon. But look what that rainfall did for us. Take that, 1917. We're back in second place for the driest year to date on record. I know we fell back into first place over the weekend, and now we're back in second place. So no longer is 2022 the driest year to date on record. Let's hope we keep tallying up those numbers there. Temperatures are in the 40s right now. No big changes across our area. 45 in Bulverde, 47 Stinson Airport, Devine 47, New Braunfels 46. Tomorrow we'll start the day at 44 degrees. That's at 6 and 7 a.m. 40% chance of showers there. By noon, we're right near 50 degrees and still the 40% chance. Then we get into the afternoon and the rain chances start to fall off a little bit with the high of only 54. Mid-50s tomorrow. It's warmer than today, so we'll take it, baby steps, but still well below average for this time of year. By Thanksgiving, we're up to 68 degrees, with the average being 70, so pretty close then. But of course, remember the rain chances. And then once we get back into sunshine, Sunday and Monday, sunny and right near 70. That's going to be a shock to the system compared to what we've had lately.
It will be welcomed. Thanks, Adam.
In case you missed it, coming up next.
Here's today's In Case You Missed It.
It is Monday.
November 21st.
Two school districts, East Central ISD and Marble Falls ISD, now looking into allegations of racist comments or noises that were shouted at an East Central high school girls basketball player during a tournament over the weekend. In the video that is now circulating around Twitter, some of what is being described as monkey calls or monkey noises could be heard as Asia Prudhomme was shooting free throws. She says she didn't really hear it at the time, but after the game, that's when she saw the video.
I wasn't really paying attention because I was always taught to ignore the stands, focus on the free throw. But after I saw the video, it really hit me in a soft spot.
In College Station, one person was killed, 2 hurt when an SUV collided head-on with a shuttle bus at a popular Christmas theme park. The driver of the SUV died after his vehicle crossed the median and hit the bus early Sunday morning. The bus shuttles visitors to Santa's Wonderland, a seasonal theme park in College Station. 2 passengers on the bus escaped serious injuries after both vehicles burst into flames.
Former President Donald Trump says he has no interest in returning to Twitter. This comes after a slim majority voted in favor of reinstating the former U.S. president, who was banned from the social media service for inciting violence.
Actor Jason Frank, the original star of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series, has died at the age of 49. The mixed martial artist performed many of his own stunts in the hit TV series, which ran from 1993 to 1996. He is survived by his 4 children.
Let's take a look at that traffic trouble spot we showed you earlier in the show. I-37 at Houston here. It is clearing a little bit better than it was earlier. That big truck that was involved somehow in this wreck, it has now cleared the scene. Looks like a tow truck took off with it. You can see that one lane, that's all that's open to cars right now. This is between Nolan and Brooklyn at I-37 in the northbound lanes, hopefully cleared up soon.
Hey, weather tonight, cloudy, damp, left some areas of fog, and then some scattered light rain showers again, I think, for at least the first half of the day tomorrow. Wednesday, mostly dry, still gray and cool. 54 tomorrow, 61 Wednesday. By Thursday, we're in the upper 60s on Thanksgiving, but it's looking rather damp at times. Some scattered showers likely to develop. That system is still near Alaska. It has a lot of development to do before it gets here, so we need a little more time before we can hone in on the specifics and the details. Friday, still some scattered rain likely. Then this weekend, that's when we clear out and warm a little bit.
All right, thanks, Adam. And thank you for watching the news at 6.
See you back here for the Night Beat tonight at 10. Have a good evening.